guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is finally going to be my palette collection video, so stay tuned if you want to see how many palettes I own. And I've got to say, sometimes I say or justify my makeup collection because a lot of what I have I get at work so that I can try and sell it to clients and all that like wonderful stuff, for which I am so thankful for. But palettes is one thing that I honestly, majority of them have bought. So as we go through them all, I'll tell you which ones I've bought and which ones have been given to me, and I will tell you kind of like something special about each of the ones that are most important to me and why they are still in my collection. I honestly was hesitant to film this video because I'm not sure how many of you are interested in seeing my palette collection, and today's video was actually going to be an Urban Decay Reloaded palette review video, which I was so excited to film, but unfortunately I couldn't get my hands on the palette because it launched online and I basically won't be able to buy it till like next Thursday or something. That's when it launches in stores, and by then the Anastasia palette has launched and I cannot wait to get my hands on that Riviera palette, so I think I'll be doing videos on that one instead. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, or which one is your preference. I want to definitely do a video reviewing the Riviera palette and then do a 5 looks 1 palette with it. That way you guys, if you obtain it, you have 6 tutorials to like follow from me. So that's all very exciting. And I can't wait to have that for you guys. With that said, don't forget to like this video if you like to see my palette collection, and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. My name is Patty and I would love for you to hit that red subscribe button down below. Let's not make this intro any longer and let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so no more palettes in that drawer. I have them all out here. Seeing them in front of my face, like, it's quite a lot. But I just like them so much. Like, most of them I still reach for so much. Like this palette right here, I've had the Tartelette palette since it came out. I feel like it's been 4-ish years. It barely looks used, but I promise you I use it quite a lot. And the other day I pulled it out because I hadn't used it in a while and I used it for a look and I loved it. So like, I wouldn't get rid of it because I really like this palette. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of my palettes. Like, even though I'm not reaching for them every day, I have them there. It's kind of like a security blanket. Like, if I ever need that shade, it's there for me. So let's just go ahead and start with this one. I've had it for 4 years. I love that it's an all matte palette. If I ever need a transition shade, if I ever need a color to deepen up another color, it's right here. I love that it's divided in warms, purples, and cool tones. I think it's an excellent addition to anybody's collection because it's a palette that you can use with so much. I love it. I bought this one myself and I think this was one of my first purchases at Sephora when I started working there almost 4 years ago now. Alright, so let's start by my little palettes because I have quite a few little palettes that I absolutely love. These right here from Smashbox, I have the Matte Eye palette, I have the Ablaze palette, and I have the Golden Hour eyeshadow palette. The Golden Hour eyeshadow palette is a very pretty palette. It's got mostly shimmers. This 3 palettes actually I got at work. And I love them. This one I've never used and I don't think I'll reach for it often, so I'm going to put this one in a giveaway because it is brand new. I am saving things for a future giveaway. I'm waiting to get to 10,000 subscribers. If that happens, and I'll do a massive giveaway for you guys. So I've been putting things in a box already. And then the Blaze palette is amazing. It has all these like beautiful tones. I love it. I've used this one quite a few times and it's been very nice. But the one that I love the most out of the 3 Smashbox palettes is this one here. This is the Matte Eye palette. Back in September I went to Vegas for a friend's wedding and I took this palette with me and I did the Mother of the Bride's makeup with this one and she looked amazing, very natural, very soft colors, and these mattes are very, very nice quality. I have the same kind of love for these two, where it's a palette that you can kind of combine with anything. I took the Smashbox one to Vegas because it's smaller so I could fit my, more things in my purse. More little palettes. I have these two from Huda Beauty right here. I purchased both of these. I have the Gemstones Obsessions palette and the Electric Obsessions palette. I absolutely love both of these and I have videos, like individual videos where I do makeup and talk about them. So you guys can look for those on my channel if you're interested. This is my favorite one of the two because it's got such amazing colors and it's so pigmented and so blendable. I absolutely love this palette. Then I have this one here from Kat Von D. This one's been discontinued. This was the Plum Quad palette by Kat Von D. I love the quality of these shadows and I have used this one in a video before as well. So if you guys have this one and you want to look up a tutorial on it, I do have a video in my channel. I think it's like a purple cut crease. I don't reach for it very often, but it is a really nice palette. Then I have the Petite Heat from Urban Decay. I did a video with this palette when it first came out, but I didn't have it. This one was given to me at work, and when I did the video, my friends had actually lent it to me. So this palette is unused. I have not used it, and I'm going to also put it in the giveaway because the palette that I used for that video, I gave back to her afterwards. So I just realized this palette's never been used, and I'm going to put it in a giveaway so that one of you guys can have it. Okay, then I have this one here. This is the Tarte's Pro To Go palette. I absolutely love this one. It is a really nice travel size palette. It has colors that I love. This video is about my palette collection, and even though what I was most interested to show you guys was eyeshadow palettes, I do have some face palettes that I wanted to quickly touch on. I have this one here. This is the Glow Kit by Anastasia. This one is the Sun Dipped one. I love the colors in here. They're so buttery and they match so many different skin tones, and only for $40. Great palette, I love it. This is a discontinued palette. This is the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I absolutely love this palette. I made a video with it when it first came out, and it is a very, very nice palette, but it's also like dear to my heart just because it's a Nicole Guerrero palette and I have been watching her videos for so many years. I love her. So this palette is amazing. I have this one here. This is the Natural Face palette from Too Faced. It has 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, 2 bronzers. Amazing palette, very travel friendly, and you have like everything in one. I have a video with this one too. All the palettes that I'm mentioning in this video that I have made a video with, I'm going to make a list down below so that if you guys are interested in a specific palette and how I used it, you can just go ahead and click on that video. It's going to be a long list because I have used majority of my palettes for videos. I think the second video I ever did was with this palette right here. This is the Tarte's Pro Glow. I love this palette. The highlighters are good, not super impressive for me, but I love the shade and sculpt shades in this palette. So very nice palette from Tarte. Then I have this one right here. This is a Kat Von D Alchemist palette. It has 4 beautiful highlight shades, and I love this palette because it is very unique in the sense that you can use those highlight shades to be inner corners for very colorful eye looks. Like if you ever do a hot pink eye look and you want a very vibrant highlighted pinkish toned inner corner, you can find that shade here, and it has a blue and a green and a purple one as well. So this palette is my favorite for just adding a very bright pop of color to the inner corner of your eye. Then I have this one here. This is the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe palette. My friend Jane Rosie here on YouTube sent this one to me. She bought the palette and made a video reviewing it, and she also got it in her BoxyCharm, so she had 2, and she was kind enough to send me one, and I absolutely love using this palette. It's a palette made by a Cuban girl, so of course I love the theme. I love the names of the shades. It is really, really remarkable. This one is amazing and I love it. Here's a palette that I did not do a video with. This is the Urban Decay Elements palette. My friend gave this one to me after it had already been discontinued, so I didn't see a point on making a video about it. It honestly didn't interest me enough to buy it when it came out, but I have used it since I have had it and I liked it a lot. I usually don't go for palettes that are mostly shimmers because I love to build the crease and smoke the colors out and all that, but it is Urban Decay eyeshadows, which are always amazing quality, so it is good to have. I also have the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, this one right here. I love all matte palettes, so I love this one too. Great shade range, and you can also just use it with so many things. I feel like this one and this one like complement each other because all the mattes that this one's missing, this one have, and then this one has all kinds of colors of shimmer, so like together they're perfect. I have the Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette here, which I did a video with not too long ago. This one here from Smashbox, the Shape Matters palette. This one's kind of like an all-included palette. It's got contour and brow and like eyeshadows. It's got a little bit of everything. This palette right here, I feel like not a lot of people will recognize, but I love this palette. This one is Sephora Collection palette with Pantone. These are the colors that it has inside. This palette had just been discontinued when I started working at Sephora, and one of my coworkers had bought it, I think, and she was so sweet and she gave it to me, and it's a very cherished gift. Also, Sephora needs to get back to making palettes like this. Like, this is a Sephora Collection palette. It was probably not even that expensive. The shades are awesome. It's got a beautiful mirror, and the packaging is like rose gold. Like, come on. I feel like if they did a palette like this now, everybody would buy it. So next I have this one here. This is my Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced. Love this one. It was one of the palettes that I gave away when I got to 1,000 subscribers. This one I also bought, and then I also received one at work, but the one that I received was the one that I gave away when I had my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so I kept the one that I bought. This little Tom Ford palette here, this one was gifted to me a long ass time ago. That green shade right there is super broken, but the reason I keep it is because I love the gold shade. I barely ever reach for it, but it is a very beautiful gold, so I still have it in my collection. Also, it's like a very fancy palette. Obviously, I have the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This is the original packaging. Absolutely love this one. Reach for it a lot. I always have it on top of my desk, not in the drawer, because it is one that I could just reach for very quickly and throw on an eye look. Worth mentioning, I guess, I have the Z palette there. This one has some Sephora Collection shadows, some Makeup Geek shadows, and it's got some like Dior, I think, blushes. It has a Guerlain bronzer, all kinds of random stuff that I've gotten in a pan, and I've added them to the Z palette. Then I have the Jaclyn Vault palettes, all 4 of them right here. I don't think I will reach for Dark Magic a lot, but I wanted to have the complete collection. And I love Jaclyn and I love these palettes. I know that they were very controversial, but I got good ones. I'll link all the videos I did on these on the description box down below. If you have them, I have really nice tutorials on them. Then I have this one here. This is the Shade and Light eyeshadow palette by Kat Von D, another all matte eyeshadow palette that I love. This one is so pigmented, so rich, absolutely fantastic palette. This one was given to me at work. This one here is the Born to Run palette. It's so dear to my heart because my most viewed video is the 5 Looks 1 palette that I did on this one. You guys know I absolutely love this palette, love the packaging, love every shade in it. This one was given to me at work. The first video I uploaded with it wasn't this palette. It was, I had borrowed it from a friend as well. But then when I got it, I did the 5 Looks 1 palette with it. I love this palette so much. It is one of my absolute favorites. Oh, I forgot this one. Okay, I have the Morphe X Kathleen Lights palette. This is like an oldie but a goodie. I remember that the main problem I had with it was that I tend to not be that good at putting like eyeshadow primer on. Like most days I skip that step. And without an eyeshadow primer, this palette doesn't really last on me. But with an eyeshadow primer, it's fantastic. And I love all the shades in it. The original Naked palette, I have this one right here. I've had this one for I don't know how many years. And it is one of the first palettes that like got me into really enjoying makeup. It was the first high-end palette I ever had. I bought it because a friend gave me a $50 Sephora gift card for Christmas and I spent it on this palette. Absolutely love this. And I don't want to use it now because it's been discontinued and it's like just a precious little thing to have. I also have the Naked 3 palettes. I got this one the Christmas after the Christmas that I got this one. My same friend gave me another $50 Sephora gift card for Christmas, and I went ahead and bought this one. This is not the one I bought. This one was given to me at work because the one I bought, I had it, and last time I went to Cuba for a vacation, I gave it to a family member. So the one I have now is the one that I got at work. Next, this one here, this is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani eyeshadow palette. I loved this collection when it came out, and this palette is so freaking beautiful. This was like way before I had a YouTube channel, so I don't have any videos with it, but I absolutely love having this palette. And my favorite thing about it, I think, is the packaging is so sturdy and it's so like beautiful. I still have the box for it too. My friends sometimes make fun of me because I keep things in boxes sometimes, but like this was a limited edition palette. I want the box and the palette and everything, you know? Alright, we're getting down to the last bunch. Another palette that I have a box for is this one from NARS. This is the NARS Narcissist palette. I have a video with this one when I first bought it that I'll link down below. I absolutely love this palette. It's so beautiful and classy and like small. It is an amazing palette to own and to have the box too. Love this palette. Then of course my ColourPop I Love Sarai palette. This is the last 5 looks one palette I did was with this one. Love this palette so much. It's got great quality eyeshadows, beautiful shades, beautiful pigments. It is an amazing palette. And then Huda Beauty. I have all 3 palettes that she's released, kinda sorta. I have the original rose gold palette, not the revamped one. This is the original packaging, no mirror, see-through, like plastic basically. Not as great of quality as the ones she has now. However, I did always enjoy it regardless, and when she redid it, it broke my heart because I feel like I'm missing out, but I'm not going to buy 2 of the same palette, you know? All my Huda Beauty ones are in the box. The Desert Dusk palette, love this one as well. This is like one of my absolute favorite palettes I've ever had, and it is so amazing. Like if you don't have this palette, highly recommend it. Out of all of the Huda Beauty palettes, this is my favorite. And of course the new Nudes palette, which is the her latest one. I also have a 5 looks one palette with this one. Love this palette so much. Amazing quality eyeshadows, really nice if you're into like nudie pink colors, highly recommend it. And then we have Anastasia eyeshadow palettes. I have quite a few of them, not all the ones she's come out with, but I love them all so much. I have this one here. This is the Shadow Couture palette from Anastasia. I used this one recently in a video because I hadn't reached for it in so long. I love this palette. This palette is spectacular, so nice and colorful. From the Anastasia palettes, there was one that was given to me. I did not buy the Subculture palette. It was given to me at work. I have used it a couple of times. I don't reach for it super often because it's a little bit more difficult to work with, but I do love all the shades in this palette. I also have this one here, the Prism palette. I did buy this one myself. I absolutely love the shades and the quality. This was a limited edition one, I think maybe over a year ago now, last Christmas. I love this one quite a lot. And then my 3 favorite Anastasia palettes right here. Modern Renaissance, I've had for so long. Absolutely love this palette. This is like timeless. I'm glad she still has it and sells it. It is a really nice palette. I like to keep palettes in boxes, but I like to keep these Anastasia palettes in boxes more than any other ones because they have that packaging that all the makeup wants to attach to, so I feel like if I keep it in a box, it just stays clean for a lot longer. Nervina palette, absolutely love this so much. I also have a 5 looks one palette with this one if you guys want to check it out. This palette is so incredibly beautiful. I love every single shade in here. By the way, if any of you guys are wondering what my favorite palettes are, I'm going to also link the video down below where I tell you my 5 top favorite palettes. Obviously they're palettes that are in this collection of palettes, and they are absolutely amazing. So if you guys are interested in seeing which of these are my favorite, go check that one out. I am going to actually link it up there. And then this is another one of my most favorite Anastasia palettes, the Soft Glam palette. I love this one. I don't have a 5 looks 1 palette with it because I wasn't doing those when this came out, but I do have a couple videos on it that I'll link down below so that you guys can see it. This palette is absolutely phenomenal. It is a must-have. It is an incredible palette and I do highly recommend it. And then last but not least, this one right here. This is the Desi and Katy palette collaboration with ColourPop. I love this palette dearly. It is one of my absolute favorites. It is a must-have. If they ever have it on sale again, you guys should buy it. I bought it full price, unfortunately, but who cares because it is that good. And that is my last palette. So I want to know 2 things from you guys. I want to know which one of these is your absolute favorite and which one of the ones I showed you was very unexpected and you didn't think I had it. I really hope you guys enjoyed my palette collection. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you do. If you're new here, my name is Patty. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. By the way, if you guys want to see this like very basic look that I'm wearing, I filmed it for a little Instagram video. So make sure you're following me on my Instagram at Patty C. Alonso, the way it's spelled right here, and you guys will be able to see how we got here. Alright? Thank you guys so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!